Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Two Kershaws. I'm actually not 100% sure what they are, but I assume by the time you're watching this video, they will be available, so whatever they are, I'll link them down in the description. You guys can check it out if you want to. It does help my channel and use those links, but that's up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Today's video is, of course, an unboxing, not a review. So just going to be taking a look at these. We should probably just see Mini Iridium tie. Okay, the first one here is the Mini Iridium in titanium. Almost certainly limited, right? Yeah, anyways, we're not reviewing these products today. You can look up my review of the Iridium. I've already done it. We're just taking a quick look here at some new things from Kershaw. Okay, titanium, nice stone washing, and then we have the sort of gold or however you want it, the brass, like a polished brass accent, right? I think more gold than that. Black coated crossbar, that's interesting. And then I bet you anything, it's a CPM 20. No, it's an S35 end blade. Okay. Well, depending on what they come up with for the price tag, which again, by the way, these will be linked so you can check them out. This might be a Kershaw site exclusive. If that's the case, I have no affiliate links directly for Kershaw, but I'll still link to their website so you guys can check it out. That's what I'm going to guess, because the last titanium one, I think, was a Kershaw like official site exclusive. If you're not familiar with the Iridium model, the mini or the full size, these are great knives. I recommend them in general. They make a super inexpensive version of this knife that I think is right around like 40 or 50 bucks. And I'll link that as well on Blade HQ or something. But yeah, this is cool. It's always nice to get a premium version of a knife that, you know, at base is a budget knife. I like the pocket clip. I like the dual mounting positions. And of course, the crossbar lock here works really well for left and right hand, or left and right hands. Left-handed and right-handed people, not left and right hands. It does, that makes sense, left and right hands, okay? But, so, how does this feel compared to the larger one? My hands are not enormous, but big enough to where a knife of this size, you probably saw me kind of miss a couple of times. And admittedly, it doesn't feel quite as organic, a knife of this size. But that doesn't mean it's going to be the same for everybody. If your hands are smaller than mine, this might feel a lot better. I prefer the larger one just because everything feels a little bit more natural. It's already like, I don't want to have to adjust down the knife to flick it, which is usually what I have to do with a knife that's smaller and utilizes thumb studs. But it's still plenty easy. So yeah, very, very cool. We'll go ahead and get a measurement of this one real quick, and then we'll move on to the next one. So the overall size of the Mini Iridium, which I think I've covered, 6.85 inches, 3-inch blade, and 2.85 inches of cutting edge. This titanium variation is going to weigh, I don't know, I bet it weighs a little over 3, right? We got to change that out. That would be my guess, a little over 3 ounces. Right on 3 ounces. Okay, so not bad considering it's got a 3-inch blade. I mean, actually, it's perfect ratios, but the balance is still going to be a ways back from the pivot, given, that's crazy. Hold on. This is a weird, I'm getting into the weeds of this. 2.9 ounces with a 3-inch blade, right? So the ratio of an ounce, you know, a good ratio to go by typically is for every ounce of weight, right, you should have an inch of blade right around there, right? That's how we determine the ratios. And typically when we get those ratios, you have a knife that's very well balanced. Of course, there are tons of factors that can throw this off. This knife does, admittedly, feel butt heavy. So these ratios are beneficial, you know, when you're considering the total amount of weight of object to the total amount of cutting edge that you're getting, right? But you can also technically have imbalance for those of you who care about this, who get into the nitty-gritty of it. And if you carry enough knives, like if you've experienced enough knives, you start to pay attention to this stuff, right? So we have a weird example of a knife that is a great, like, you know, blade length to weight ratio, but it's actually butt heavy, making it feel slightly awkward. But when it comes down to it, you're carrying a 3-ounce knife and 3 inches of blade, right? So I'm sorry. Me and like 12 other people found that interesting. But let's move on to the next one here. So this one is the Iridium RCF. I'm going to guess that means it has something to do with carbon fiber. I love opening boxes with my fingernails. Good God. Okay, here we go. The version that we have here, yes, we do. We have a carbon fiber full-size version. This is the one that I prefer. Oh, that's good looking. Yeah, for sure. Look at that. Burnt orange kind of backspacer. Okay. So we have a little Warncliffe kind of sheep's foot. Is that maybe what does it say? The RCF? Iridium RCF. What do we have here for the steel? M390. So this is a really, I like this a lot. So the Iridium is a really good profile, and it is in some ways, I mean, Kershaw has the Bel Air as far as, like, every company now has their Bugout, right? And people always like to scream, they call me the Bugout. Like, I don't know why you weep for that blade. Like, it's fine, it's doing fine, I promise you. Check in on it every now and then. The Bugout's doing just fine, right? It doesn't need your emotional support. But every company kind of has their Bugout, right? And the Bugout is based on the bajillion, kajabillion, quintillion knives that came before it that look identical, which is just the quintessential knife profile, right? It's just thin and lightweight. So the issue that I've had, and I've said this many, many times, the issue that I have with the Bugout, while I do recognize that it is an excellent cutting tool, right? And the ratios are great. I mean, price aside, I know Benchmade's prices are silly. They're silly cuckoo Cocoa Puff Town, right? But it is a good tool. My issue with it is that the standard versions with the hollowed out injectable plastic, or whatever they're called, GRN, FRN, Control Alt Delete, I have no idea what all the little, I don't know all the names, right? But I don't like how they feel. They feel incredibly brittle and fragile. Now, I know that that's not the case. The material they use is actually very strong, but I hate it. And I don't need my knife to be so lightweight, right? There's no benefit there. So I am constantly just plagued with this feeling of I'm carrying around something that I pulled out of a cereal box and using it as a tool. I don't like that feeling. I also prefer the knife be slightly larger. This Iridium right here, this one in particular, is really resonating with me because number one, the scales are carbon fiber and they're contoured, which is great. It feels really, really good. Number two, the handle length, the overall handle profile is larger. The whole thing feels a lot more robust. It feels a lot more solid, and I can get a better grip on it. And then finally, the blade shape, which Kershaw does a good job with M390 to my knowledge, but this blade shape is wonderful and I think better suited for general EDC tasks. Given that this knife is made in China, it's probably not a horrendous price tag, I would hope, right? I think sometimes Kershaw will, like their Chinese products, they'll still charge quite a bit. I think it just depends. But if we found that this knife comes in, I don't know. It's hard to say because the Bel Air, which is made in the United States, is slightly smaller, and it's I have to guess right now because I haven't seen the price. By the time that you see this video, I'll have put a link in the description. It'll go right to the website, right? But if we're comparing it with the Bel Air, for example, which is made in the United States, and it's Magnica and micarta, right? So it's slightly smaller. That hardly has anything to do with the price tag. It's using the equivalent or a more expensive blade material, right? It's made in an area where labor costs are substantially higher, and the difference would be in the handle material and the lack of contouring in the USA, right? The USA micarta version, that's not contoured. This is carbon fiber that is contoured. This should still be substantially less expensive. So I would hope that this guy comes in under $150, but I would not be surprised if it doesn't. It's still a really, really nice knife. And I can tell you right now, if you were to lay out this is too small for me, admittedly. If you were to lay out this and the Bugout, which I've actually got right here, we'll compare it, and say you can only choose one for the rest of your life. Well, I'm going to go with the Iridium, this one right here in particular. So here's the Bugout. So it's a little shorter. Handle profile, somewhat similar, a little bit more ergonomic room, maybe? No, not really. Let's see. Maybe it's the illusion of ergonomic space here. I guess maybe it's just open-ended at the back. Maybe that's why. A little bit of a choke-up spot here. A little bit. So you do have that, right? You definitely have more blade. Absolutely. Bigger knife overall. I had to put titanium scales on my Bugout because that's the only way that it felt too flimsy otherwise. As far as thickness, these are aftermarket scales, but they're just as thin. The Iridium is going to be a little thicker for sure, but I think that's, a benefit. Pretty cool. Honestly, I really like this version. I would just hope that with this being made in China, it shouldn't be horrifically expensive, right? I think it should be under $150, like well under. I mean, like for example, Kaiser regularly makes knives in this territory with S35EN and M390 or 20CV, and then they use G10 micarta carbon fiber, right? And they come in very similar, 150 or less in a lot of cases, right? I think Kershaw's USA stuff is so incredibly well priced that sometimes their premium Chinese stuff seems overpriced by comparison, even if it is competitive with the rest of the market, which is a funny irony. But okay, enough of that. You guys can tell me what you think. Either way, this is really nice. I like this one a lot. That's a cool addition that they're doing. I'll link it down in the description. I don't think this is different enough from the Iridium to warrant a full review. So just a showcasing here today, guys, but that's going to be it. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on the Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.